Hey guys, yours truly, Kevin Grace. I am here at Loudon Park Cemetery here in Baltimore, right off of Wilkins Avenue. This is where one day I will be buried. Back in 2010, I wound up purchasing a plot for my father. Even though we were estranged, I didn't really believe in cremation. And they were doing a sale at that time. It was a double lawn vault, meaning that I can be buried as well. So I'll be buried on top of him, and ironically, which was a blessing, it was less than 100 feet from his sisters. They're buried in the wall units, and our plot's going to be right over here. But anyway, if you've been following my vlog, I was out here about 2 months ago, and lots of times the landscaping crew doesn't pay attention and they run over top of the brass headstone and they cause damage. This time they ran over it and ran over my date, and that happened before. They did some damage on like a majority of it. They had to replace it, and the little parts where you can screw in for like your date of birth, that got nicked. So it looked like instead of 1968, 1960 that I was born. But anyway, I've come to see if it's been taken care of. Let's go. And you never know, you may want to come and visit me one day. So the entrance is right over there. So you come up the little driveway here, and of course you see the lawn where you see the mausoleums. And I'm over here. My aunts are buried right over here, and here I am here. Let's see if they replaced it. And yes, they did. So it looks a lot better. I'll need to go get my brush. Let me go get my brush, and I see some poop from swans or something, so let me take care of that in a second. I always carry a whisk broom around in my trunk because lots of times when I go to different graves, they're dirty or whatever, and I do vlogs and all that stuff, so I want it to look real nice. So yeah, they got my 1968, December 12th, 1968 taken care of, and this is to be determined, my date of death. It'll be in 2000 something, so just don't know when the century. But anyway, so that's taken care of. I'll get a stick to clean up that poop. I also brought some water. Clean this up, make it look a little bit better. It needs to really be shined up pretty good with all the dirt. But like I said, my aunts are buried less than 100 feet away. They were all the way over here. My Aunt Emma and Aunt May are all the way right up there, so less than 100 feet away. Very serendipitous that they were very close together, and I was able to get a grave close. So this is where I'll be one day. But anyway, I want to remind everybody, buy yourself a grave plot or make your funeral arrangements. If you want to be cremated, then be cremated, but get all that stuff together, because when your family they got to deal with this, everyone's panicked, sometimes they don't have the money. You can start paying off of a grave like $50 a month, start doing it. And I mean, hell, a lot of you are taking trips to Disney World and cruises and doing all that stuff, but you're not planning for something that definitely will happen. And as we can see, you look on the news, a lot of those people that die daily didn't know that they were going to die when they did. You could be going to the store, or you could be in school, and active shooter comes in and starts shooting whatever. But no need to be on social media trying to get funds together. Start doing it. Like I said, especially if you got money and you're traveling and going to Disney World, cruises, start putting some money down to get in a grave. And I got this in 2010. I think that was about $4,000 at the time, and I know probably now it's double. that price. And then my headstone I had to wind up getting in this area. It was supposed to be a bronze, but I see the person next to me has a granite one, so I guess that was acceptable. But I think at that time I paid about maybe $1,200 for the headstone, since it's a bronze plaque. So that was even more expensive. That was back, like I said, in 2000. Well, actually 2011 is when I had enough money to pay for that. So just knock it out. It's over and done with. One less bill and headache that you have to worry about. Also, do your own obituary. Start writing about what you want to talk about, your education, where you worked, what you thought. Lay out what kind of clothes you want to be buried in, so your family doesn't have to worry about that. And like I said, people's heads aren't everyone's confused and dazed when they find out their loved one has passed away. So you can control the narrative and be ahead of it. So I mean, hey, dying is not a bad thing. We're on this planet, on this level or dimension, for a short time, so prepare for it. So every day you try to live hopefully a good life, and you got to prepare for the afterlife. So I encourage all of you to do so. So maybe this message will strike a chord with somebody, or somebody will get on a good foot and start taking care of your future funeral arrangements. Anyway, reporting from Loudon Park Cemetery here in Baltimore, it's yours truly, Kevin Grace. Also, guys, I didn't want to forget to mention, when you get your headstones, do not get them from the cemetery, because they've got to deal with the headstone places. None of these cemeteries make their own headstones, so they deal with a monument business. There's two of them here in Maryland that do the headstones. I deal with W.S. Tegler Monument Company. They're located on Dogwood Road in Baltimore County, and there's another one on Eastern Avenue. I can't think of their name, but they're the only two that do monuments and headstones in Baltimore. Like way back in the day, a lot of cemeteries used to have their own place on staff that would do that, but things have changed. But it's always cheaper to deal with them, because if you deal through the cemetery, they're going to add a fee on top. And same thing with getting a casket. There's a place on I believe Patapsco Avenue that sells caskets, so you can get a casket directly from them and save yourself a lot of money, because lots of times these cemeteries play on your emotions, and oh, that's your mom that passed away, or your dad, or whatever. I know you loved them a lot. Once you get this casket, I'll try to get you in the more expensive ones with all the bells and whistles and everything else. So it's just cheaper, like I said, to pre-plan, get all these things taken care of. Like I said, the monument company, you can deal with them directly. You do not have to get it through the cemetery, because they deal with the same people that you're going to talk to. So hopefully some of you are inspired, or you can save some extra money by taking my advice. And like I said, if you do cremation, even getting your urn, you can get a urn through the monument companies as well. They sell those things, and the pictures that you can put on the graves, get all that stuff. Anyway, if you like this video, please subscribe down below, and feel free to leave any comments about burials and cemeteries.